Hello and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investors Channel. My name is Sensei Crypto and today we have a very special show. We have been waiting for this moment for a very long time, and yesterday we had the Bitcoin halving, whatever you like to call it, that occurred yesterday. So we're going to discuss that on the show. Also a terrible week for SPCE, that's under $1 right now. We also want to discuss gold, which is at an all-time high, and maybe we'll look at FSR and see if there's any life left in the stock. So thank you all for tuning in. If you are watching this live, please do hit the like button. If you're watching this later on as a video, please do also hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I'd like to try and answer everyone's comments in the live chat and afterwards as well. But yes, thank you for tuning in. We've got low volume. I'll see what I can do about that. Got you on full there. Low volume. Okay, let's see if this is going to be any better. Sorry for that. If you haven't heard what I've said, it's an exciting, very exciting week for the Bitcoin halving event. It happens every 4 years. It happened yesterday. Yes, that's what we're going to be primarily discussing, along with SPCE as well, which has dipped below $1. If you're watching this later on, you can always have a look at the chapters underneath and see, skip to exactly what you want to be watching, or you can watch it all the way through. Thank you, Martyn, for letting me know about the volume. Okay, let's get straight into it. I wonder why seems like we have a small issue with it's not syncing up with exactly what I'm saying, which is a bit annoying, but thankfully my face is very small, so we're going to be concentrating on the charts rather than my face syncing up. But I have noticed my face isn't syncing up with what I'm saying. Let me just double check this. There's something I normally do to fix this, and let's see if that's any better. Nope. Not sure. Sorry about this. It's just I've noticed it's annoying me, and I'm sure it might annoy a few guys where my mouth isn't syncing up to what I'm saying. I wonder. Normally a mic delay button, which I can try and figure out, but I can't see it right now. Yeah, let's see. Change the scene. Is this any better? Nope. I can still see. Sorry, this is probably annoying a few of you as well, because mic delay is always something that's a bit annoying. I just don't know where the setting is for it. Let's have a look here. Stream, record audio, mic delay. Here it is. Let's see if I need to turn it up or down. Mic delay, let's bring it to hello. Oh, that's better. That's almost perfect. Is that better? That's better. Okay, put it to 0. Is that better? That looks better. Okay, sorry. I think that's better. It's not going to be perfect, but it's much better. Okay, let's get straight into it. Sorry for that. I've been away for a couple weeks, so sorry for last week. I wasn't here. I was away on holiday. So sometimes the systems with updates change. As Ecamm Live likes to update every week. Anyway, let's get right into it. Please do hit the like button if you have just tuned in. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. So, what we're going to be looking at is the previous cycles. So, there's been three cycles. 2012, which was, let's find the exact price for you guys in that cycle. Let's go to a different chart. Let's go to Bitstamp Exchange, and we go to 2012, November 28th, something like that. November 28th, 2012. November. October, November, November. There we go. So the price was about $11, $12. And in that cycle, the maximum price that Bitcoin achieved after the first halving was about $12,000. So from the point of halving, it was at $12.50 to the maximum price of around 11,063. That was about a return of 93 times. So there was a 93x in the first cycle, and you can see it was very explosive, but some people might say it was in its early days. Of course, it's going to go up that much. It has nothing to do with the halvening. But then we look at the second cycle in 2016, in July of 2016, which would have been around July of 2016 was just about, let's zoom in for the people that aren't watching on TVs. It's about here. The price was sat around $620. It was just here. As you can see with this halvening, as soon as the halvening occurred, it was on the 9th of July. So you go around here, the price was 674. The price did actually go down about 32% in the 3 weeks after. So you can see that just because there's a halvening doesn't mean you're going to go to the moon straight away. It does cause volatility. It can be a sell the news event. There hasn't been too much volatility since the halvening yesterday. Yes, that we did drop to nearly 60,000, but there hasn't been too much volatility. Of course, we haven't had a 30% drop like we did in 2016, which was the halvening before last. So we did have a big correction. But once we had that correction, we can see that we went on this very, very big bull run. So we went for a price around 638 all the way up to 20,000, 19,600. So we had a 30x. We had a 30x. I will reply to everyone's comments soon, but yes, we did have a 30x since the point of halvening, not since the cycle bottom, but from the day of the halvening, we had about a 30x return. So again, the halvening was the catalyst, or some people may say it's the catalyst. I do believe it plays a role into it. And we had a 30x, and then we had one more halvening before the one we had yesterday, which was in 2020. It was on May the 19th. So we go to 2020, May the 19th, which was around here. The price was, we can go into the daily time frame here. So we can see exactly what happened last cycle on the day and the days following, so we might have an idea of what's happening in days to come. So we go to May the 11th of 2020. So let's find May the 11th. Which was, let's find the exact day so we can see what the price action was. May the 11th, here we go. So on the day of the halvening, we can see this is the candlestick right here. We did have a red day, and then the 3 days that followed were very bullish, and then we went sideways for 4 days, and then we went down for 5 days, and then we went up for 5 days, and then we went sideways for 5 days, then we went down and sideways for 10 days, then we went down for 4 days, and we went sideways for another 20 days, and then the bull run sort of started. Then you had in about 4 or 5 days, you've had a sort of 30% move up. And then again, about 2 weeks after, you had a 15% correction. And then the bull run didn't really start until a couple months after that. It was sort of October, a few months after, and then you had the explosive move up. So just because the halvening happened doesn't mean in the next couple of weeks where it's going to be explosive moves up. Yes, there was 20% moves. There's probably going to be 20% moves up, 20% move down. You're not going to miss out straight away, but it does have a catalyst that we are going to start moving up. So what happened then is, in that cycle, we went up to $69,420. And that was on a few exchanges. We saw that on this exchange, it was exactly $69,000. I know on Coinbase it was $69,420, I think, which is obviously a little bit significant, and that was an 8x return from the point of halvening. So what I've noticed is first cycle was a 93x. And then if you divide that by 3, the cycle after was a 30x, a 31x. The cycle after was about an 8x. So what do I reckon now? The halving price that we were at yesterday was about 64,000. That was the price of Bitcoins. Yesterday, at the point of halving, the price was about 64,000. What do I expect for this cycle? And by this cycle, I mean in 2025. Where do I see the high? I do believe the high of the cycle will be in 2025. And just based on diminishing returns, the first cycle being 93x, the next cycle being 30x, the cycle before that we just had being 8x, I imagine it's going to be 3 times less. So something between a 2 to 4x from the levels we are at now. So I'd surpass 100,000, and it can even go to just above 200,000. So my target, quite a I'm not saying there's going to be a $1 million Bitcoin. I think it's quite a conservative target. Some people might call me crazy for calling this prediction quite conservative, but I do think Bitcoin in 2025 will reach a price of 150,000 to 200,000. So yeah, that's where I see Bitcoin going. I do see Bitcoin's price going to somewhere around this area here. So if you're looking at the daily chart, I believe we're going somewhere around here. And I do believe it will happen quite quickly. Most of the gains will be in 20-day time frame. That's why I'd like to be invested. That's why I am invested. Will I be picking up some Bitcoin along the way? Yeah, I mean, if we do get a 20-30% correction in the next month or so, if we come back down to the 50,000 region, then yeah, I think that's a good next great place to buy. Can we go as low as 20,000, 15,000? I believe they're off the cards now. I don't think we're going any lower than 20,000, 30,000 anymore. We have had the halving. We haven't had any terrible news come out. Yes, there can still be a recession that could bring us down to 30,000. Can it take us down to 15,000? I don't think so. I think I can safely rule out 15,000 now. And as we were going up, it was becoming more and more apparent we weren't going to have the secondary crash we were looking for. And that's why we've been dollar cost averaging in, and that's why we've been buying at 30,000, 15,000. I know Martyn's the only price Martyn had paid was anything that was under 16,000 for Bitcoin. That's the price we believed that Bitcoin was worth at the time, and that's the price we put a significant amount of cash in. That's the price we were looking to buy some altcoins. We bought XRP at 30 cents. Anyway, I'm not going to go into all those details. However, once the market structure was changing, once we broke 30,000, it was becoming more apparent that the bull market had started. And I don't think we've seen the massive gains. What I do believe will happen now is when we go into the Bitcoin dominance chart, which will be representing how much of the crypto market is in Bitcoin. We can see currently the 55% of the crypto market is in Bitcoin. I believe over the next month or two, altcoins are not going to be the big gainers. Yes, there's going to be a few meme coins that have 1,000% moves, but I'm not here to gamble. I'm trying to look for the good coins. I'm trying to invest in the higher market cap coins, which are less risky to be rug pulled, less risky to be scammed. Scam coins. What I'm looking at here is Bitcoin dominance. It's at 55%. I believe Bitcoin dominance before there's an altcoin season will rise higher. Yes, we've hit 55%, which for a long time, ever since Bitcoin dominance was about 43%, when it bottomed out 40%, my target has been 55%. So I'm happy buying altcoins now. However, I do think it can go a bit higher. It can even go as high as 71%. But my target really is once Bitcoin dominance hits 60%, meaning more money is flowing into Bitcoin, more people are buying Bitcoin compared to altcoins, more of the crypto market is in Bitcoin. I think that's a point where you start looking at altcoins, because where you're going to make your money is not with a 3x on Bitcoin from the prices we are at now. It's when you make a 10, 20x with the altcoins, 100x with the altcoins, and you want to be buying in, you want to be turning your Bitcoin into altcoins when we push up a little bit higher in the Bitcoin dominance. So my target is about another 10% move up for Bitcoin dominance. And as you can see in previous cycles, for example, we go to the last cycle, which was 2020. Let's just go there to, what was it? It was the July of the 9th. So July the 9th is here. You can see how Bitcoin dominance played out in the last cycle. So July the 9th was over here. We were sat at 64%. We came down a little bit to 57%, and then we had that last push up to 70% Bitcoin dominance, and that's when the real altcoin season started. We were at 70% Bitcoin dominance, and in a matter of, let's see how many weeks it was. In about 18 weeks, 126 days, Bitcoin dominance fell 43%, and what that meant was altcoins went crazy. Altcoins were making 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 X's. I made a few 100 X's last cycle on altcoins. You're not going to make that with Bitcoin. So we do want to find out the area where it's a good idea to start turning Bitcoin into altcoins, or if you're not holding Bitcoin, an area to be buying altcoins. And that's still going to be on the top of my list. Yes, we've had the halving, but the halving is not the most important part. The important part is to be adding to your altcoin positions. For example, if there's going to be any 20-30% corrections for Bitcoin, it might result in a 40% correction on altcoins, which will push Bitcoin dominance higher, which might give you the opportunity you're waiting for to buy your XRPs, your Chainlinks, your Litecoins, your Cakes, your Osmos, your Stellar Lumis, your CRO, your ADA, your SNX, your Filecoins, the new coins that come out, your Casas, your OMG tokens, anything like that. You can really spray and pray when it comes to the 1 year. You basically have 1 year to make a lot of money with altcoins, and that can start in about 3 months' time, where you can just be putting money in any altcoin, obviously knowing that you can lose your money. But it's also in the last 12 years of the crypto markets, you have seen that crypto goes absolutely bonkers when the real bull market starts. If Bitcoin hits 150,000, 100,000, goes past 100,000, there's going to be so much. There's going to be so many eyes on crypto. There's going to be people coming, a lot of retail coming back in. There's not been too much retail interest in crypto at the moment. When you start seeing Bitcoin go past 100,000, people are going to be FOMOing in. They're going to know they're too late to the party on Bitcoin, and they're going to be trying to buy any other altcoin. And once we have our entries on the altcoins, of course, we already own some altcoins, XRP. We've got the crypto challenge, where we're about 50, 60, 70% deployed. Once we see Bitcoin dominance hit 60, 70%, and we release the rest of our cash, release, as Zach 8 likes to say, once we release the rest of our cash in the altcoins, it's just a waiting game. It's when you have your targets in place where you want to be taking your profits, and then the hard part starts. The hard part is when you see your portfolio going up and you have to start taking profits. You have to set out what areas you want to be making money. So it's easy putting the money in. You can put it in now, you can put it in 3 months' time. But when it's going to be difficult is when you need to come to selling it. And that's why I'm going to be here every single week looking at where it's going to start being high risk on certain coins, your suggestions, your super chats. I'm going to be looking at them, and I'm going to be saying, is this high risk to be holding on to this coin? Is it time to sell? Because when selling is much harder than buying, you can just be DCAing in now. But the Bitcoin halving has happened. It is very exciting. It is a catalyst. What it basically means is there's going to be less supply in the market. There is going to be less Bitcoin on exchanges. It is coming to a point where lots of people want to be holding Bitcoin. Bitcoin is having your own money. There is no middleman. There is no bank. You hold your actual money. It solves all the problems on printing money, all that sort of stuff. Bitcoin solves it. And what's happening now, all those people that love Bitcoin, all the people that are going to discover Bitcoin, there's going to be less Bitcoin on the market for them to buy. It is going to cause a supply shock. And we've seen in the last 3 cycles that has resulted in the 93x, 30x, and an 8x in the price of Bitcoin. So there's no reason to believe that it won't happen again. Yes, there is diminishing returns. My target is about 150,000 to 200,000 on Bitcoin in the next 2 years by the end of 2025. And I do have targets of altcoins, which I won't get into now because Bitcoin's the star of the show right now. But XRP, $5, $10, $15. We've got Shiba Inu that can go up another 1,000%. We've got CRO, which will go past $1, I believe. We've got Dogecoin, which will go past its all-time highs of 70 cents, maybe $1, maybe more. We've got Filecoin, which might hit $100, $200. That's over 10x from now. So if you don't mind, for example, Filecoin can go down 50%. and go to $3, but my target on Filecoin is still above $100. So you can decide. You might want to be a little bit in just because we might not get a 50% correction, but you also don't want to be fully invested, so that you can buy the dip and make a 200x instead of 100x. So I'll leave that ball in your court. I'm going to finish up the video now on the Bitcoin halvening. We are going to be covering it every week, and we're going to be looking at specific coins. But if you're not investing in the crypto market, as I've been saying for the last 2 years, the reason I started getting involved with Martyn is because crypto, I believe, has to be part of everyone's portfolio, even though I don't give financial advice. I think it's silly not to be holding crypto. It is the future. Bitcoin solves a massive problem. These altcoins, it's like the beginning of the .com, but it's the sort of the internet. Yes, there's going to be lots of scams. Yes, there's going to be it's going to be very volatile, but great companies, great coins come out of it. And it is going to be revolutionary. We are still very early. It's only been around for 10 years. In 20 years' time, 30 years' time, if you're young, your kids are going to be asking you, where were you when Bitcoin was first around? Why do you not buy more? If you're older, your grandkids are going to be asking you, why did you not buy any Bitcoin? You might be late. You might be teaching them about it. But crypto is here to stay. I believe should be part of everyone's portfolio. The halvening has occurred. And it's very exciting. So I'm going to finish up the video now. If you did enjoy the video, please do hit the like button, and thank you for joining me on this very exciting day. So that's 22 minutes. I am still going to be live. I'm just finishing up the video. So 22. We're going to get into your comments now. I just wanted to start out with the Bitcoin halvening, and then we're going to look at SPCE as well, and answer your crypto questions. I know that's a lot of information to take in, but people that have been following for the last 2 years will know what I'm talking about. The people that have never heard about crypto might be a little bit confused, but feel free to ask me questions. That's why I'm here. But yeah, Bitcoin's price is currently 65,000. If I was going to buy more, it's probably about 53,000, which I'm going to be looking at. But again, for me, altcoins are much more important. Picking up XRP, which we could have done last week under 50 cent, I think that was a great area to be buying that coin. Let's go to your comments. Oh, what's happened there? That's not your comments. Let's see how many likes we have first. Oh, how have I done that? Barrack. I pressed the slash and that's what comes up. We have 24 likes, 23 watching. Thank you for liking. If you haven't already, please do hit the like button. My camera has gone a bit weird. Let's go up here. Sell May, go away. Yes. Let's go to the beginning of your questions. David, are you here? I saw your comments from before. Are you in the show today? How much cash in your attic? Very good news for Fisker. Let's go through this comment. I thought my Bitcoin would be 100k by now. It normally takes a few months, couple months for the Bitcoin halvening to really get going. It just because the halvening's there doesn't mean instantly you're going to start seeing crypto going up. And maybe, who knows, this cycle could be could break all the previous cycles, and that's always an option. It doesn't, just because there's a halvening doesn't guarantee it. It's just, you have to go with the history. The history always rhymes until it doesn't. Ibrahim Wolf says, "Yep, but I'm talking about keeping them 5 to 10 years, hoping it gets to real intrinsic value as of 4 months ago." I think that's about FSR. What am I here to tell you guys? Let's get FSR in above 10 cents. Just trying to go through the comments. I know we have a lot of comments, but I want to quickly read them and get to the rest of the show. We're going to go into FSR later. Good evening, James 007. What do I think of Bit Farms? I'm not sure. Sana, thank you. Hello, Craig. Do you know anyone here? Does anyone here know if you make capital gains under £1,000? If you make capital gains under £1,000, if you have to report this or pay tax? Under 1,000, I don't think so. But I'm not a tax advisor. But under 1,000, I don't think so. I think it is after 1,000 you have to report it. You don't have to pay tax, but I think you have to report it after 1,000. But again, don't quote me on that. Can you look at Hood, Rallo 1? If we have time, we'll get onto it. If you super chat, I'll do it straight away. It's just very busy. I can't look at everything right now. It used to be 12k. Yes, it's constantly changing. Craig, I don't know. Unfortunately, I leave that to the tax man. I really don't know the ins and outs. And I don't want to give it. I don't want to be misquoted. But yes, it's 12,250. Capped. No, sorry. 12,000. Yeah, I think it's 12,250. Is. Wow, I'm getting confused between income and capital gains, but I think it's. I'm just not going to comment on it because you can search on the government website and get a very straight answer very quickly. I heard a rumor of Fisker and Stellantis could be in partnership. Even a rumor sounds interesting. That is interesting. Thanks for that. If Bitcoin hits 150k, I'm going to be filthy rich. Let's hope it does, Sana. James 007, did you know that just before last Bitcoin halving, COVID was announced and the markets got scared? This time, just before the Bitcoin halving wars are announced, and again, markets are scared. Very similar. Yes, two very similar things. Of course, COVID caused a much bigger correction, but it's nice similarities. Thanks for pointing that out, Sana. The war doesn't seem like it's going to happen. There isn't too much fear anymore. Yeah, but the markets have reacted, especially the stock market. Look how the Nasdaq and SP dropped last week. Yes, thanks. Okay, thanks, Rallo. I just saw the super chat. Let's just quickly get with. I'm just very close. So until the super chat pops up, I'm quickly gonna read these. Did you? There it is.
Rallo1 donated $2 through a super chat. Please look at Hood.
Thank you, Rallo1. I'll look at that right now in 20 seconds. If you want me, Steve, if you want me to look at Pan American Silver, which will be quite interesting, please just do a super chat like Rallo, and I'll look at it straight after Rallo. Selling may go away. That might be a good thing to do. I agree, collage is true. However, Beijing news announcements added to fear. Sensei, are you sure about the wedding? It's all locked in, Vaz. There's no escaping it now. 2 weeks' time, I won't be here on the Sunday show because my life will be getting ruined. I'm getting married. Can we look at Hood? Yes, Rallo's just super chatted for Hood, so you can thank Rallo1 for that. If everyone is expecting Bitcoin to go up, I guarantee it will get shorted. It can get shorted and it can get short squeezed. It's got short squeezed. It doesn't have to go up straight away, but those shorts, I believe, in time will get wrecked. Everyone will. The threshold is 3,000 for shares and 500 for interest earned. If you're a high earner, yes, please do seek clarification. Don't take our word for it. Rallo1, amazing. If you do a super chat, we get straight to it, and let's have a look at Hood for Rallo1. We could actually do a video about Hood, so let's do it as a video for you, Rallo. Sorry, I'm slightly unwell again, so do excuse me. Let's have a look at Hood. Yes, let's do it. Quite interesting. Coming in back for a retest. Yeah, let's do it as a video. Thank you, Martin. Yes, let's have a look at Hood. We got requested by Rallo1 to have a look at it. So thank you for the request, and let's get straight into it. I'm going to be telling you my targets Are we going to continue going down? We've had a few weeks of downward momentum on HOOD. Is this going to continue happening? What are my targets, long-term, short-term, and medium-term? And where do I see this going? So HOOD for the last 3 weeks has been down. We are actually down about 19% since 3 weeks ago. But the good news here is it is actually quite bullish that we're down, because we moved up so quickly. We moved up we've doubled the price of HOOD in 49 days, which is a relatively short amount of time for the price to double. And you can't go up in a straight line. You have to come back down to support. And where is the support? The support is, I haven't moved any of these lines. I keep these lines in for the technical analysis. The support is at 1646. That's exactly where we have bounced from. So what we need to hold on to now is 1641, 1646. That is the level of support that dates back to March of 2022, when we came up and tested it as resistance. What we want to do is turn that resistance into support. And that's what we're looking to do here. If we turn it into support, it's very bullish. It means there's more market participants. It means we're having a higher low, which means more people are involved, which means the price is more stable, because you're not going up in a straight line. You're coming back down, you're retesting, more people can be buying in. Here we go. Sorry, a super chat for doing a video.
Steve Worley donated $2 through a super chat. Please look at PAAS, Pan American Silver.
Thank you for the super chat. I'll be doing a video on that stock, so if you want to have a look at that stock as well, please do look at the videos, and you'll see me do a technical analysis on that. Anyway, back to HOOD. Sorry, I'm actually a bit unwell, so if my voice is a bit weird, then do excuse me. So yeah, what I was explaining is we're coming back down for a retest at $16. If we drop below 1646, which I think is quite a good buy level, it's the first buy level we've had in a while. This area that we're at now. If next week we drop, what I'll be looking for is the next buy level, which is around $15. About between $14 and $15, where these two moving averages are. The weekly moving averages, very important thing to look at. This is what we've been bouncing off, what we bounced off and went up 100%. So what I'm looking for is that's the next buy level. And then there's two more a bit lower down, which is at $13 and $11. If we go all the way down to $11, it is still bullish. It is still a higher low. This is the last low we have at about $10. What would be the most bullish is if we continue holding the $16, even if we come down to $14, that would be great. And I believe we do come down. What you can do now is have a couple trade setups. Whether you're holding long term or you're trading this, is you're at a level now. You can have a very tight stop loss at around $16, and you can be targeting the highs maybe at $20. So that's one trade there. And then you have another trade setup, and these trade setups could be trades. They could also be areas of adding to your longer term positions. So that's one trade there you can have. Another one could be at this area here, where the moving averages are, and you can start taking profits at $16 at the highs over there. So that's your next buying zone. Let's clean this up a little bit. It'll be like that and that. And then the next buy-in zone or trade setup would be around the level of $11. So yes, we went up 100% very quickly. I do believe it is quite likely that we will bounce at $16 or at $14, and my target still remains. Once we hit all these buy zones, even better. We have more opportunity to accumulate the stock. As you can see, the stock has been in an accumulation phase since January of 2022. You've accumulated. You do want to test this accumulation and then go up to $33. That is still my target. There is nothing between here and $33. It is very much, we came down in a straight line. You come down in a straight line, there's not going to be too many orders. You can go back up in a straight line to $33.
Vincent Fosberg donated $20 through a super chat. Can you take a look at Micron, MU please?
Thank you very much for the super chat. We're going to get right on to that very shortly. Let's finish up this RobinHood analysis. So yes, because we came down in a straight line in 2021, we came down very, very quickly. We came down about 51% in about a month. We can go up 51% in a month if the markets are good. If there's going to be we hear news about interest rate cuts, you can expect the stock to go up 100% in a few weeks. If there's an announcement of a rate cut, if there's something good that comes out, if in the earnings report in 17 days something great comes out, don't be surprised if the stock goes up 104%. And as you can see, it's accumulated for a while. That means a lot of buyers came in. You've had all these higher lows, more market participants, more people buying into this stock. And it's time now for this stock to head higher. Of course, if there's a war, if the interest rates don't come down this year, then things will change. But right now we're looking at a good place. We've broken out this accumulation. We're coming in for a retest. There's no reason to panic. If anything, I'll be adding to my positions. Looking at the RSI, just a few more things to look at before we close the video. Looking at the RSI, you're not overbought anymore. The RSI is in the bullish control zone. Nothing to worry about there. The MACD is still green. You haven't turned red yet, so that's all looking good. So nothing to be worried about on the indicators. You're above the moving averages. You're above the support. You're trying to turn the resistance into support. So let's see how this does. And I'll do an update for you guys. If you want any more information, please do comment down below, and do please hit the like button. I'll pass it back to you now, Martyn. Thank you. 6, 47. Okay, thank you very much for the super chat. So what I'm going to do now is do Vincent Vosberg's super chat first, because it was 10 times the amount of Steve Wally, which of course Steve Wally, I really appreciate it, but we have to go with the $20 super chat, which is very generous. Vincent Vosberg, it all goes into the studio and keeping the channel running. So thanks for that. Let's do Micron. I don't think I've ever looked at this stock. Let's have a look. Micron Technologies MU. No, we haven't. Interesting, and it doesn't look like an S stock, which means just it doesn't look like a terrible stock. It's not just down, down, down. So this will be interesting. Let's see if we can get it up on alpha spread as well. Gave $20, so let's see if we can do anything else for you. We're going to do this stock for Vincent Vosberg first, and then we're going to do Steve Wally's super chat next, which is Pan American Silver, and then we are going to look at FSR and SPCE. Let's do this. Let's do it as a video as well. Why not? Thank you, Martyn. Yes, let's have a look at Micron Technologies, ticker symbol MU. This has been requested by one of our members. If you do want to request a stock review, then please do leave a super chat or a super thanks in the comments. And please do hit the like button if this is your first time on the on the channel, if you want to see more content like this. But let's have a look into Micron Technologies. I'm going to look at my short-term, long-term, medium-term targets for this stock. I'm also going to have a quick look at the fundamentals, as it was a very generous super chat. So let's have a look at the stock. And the first thing I look at when I look at this stock, it's even without looking at the market cap, I can tell it's a well-established company. Even though it's got these big swings, and it's not going down in a straight line. A lot of the stocks we look at these days is people trying to gamble too much on the stock market, but this stock just by itself, it looks like it's looking good by itself. And then I have a quick look at the market cap, and it's 118 billion. So you can see this is a well-established company, Micron Technologies, and I'm sure a lot of you have heard about it. This is alpha spread, the technology we use for the fundamentals. What it's saying is worst case right now, it's overvalued. The stock should be at 61 USD. The base case, it's saying it's about at value right now. Maybe it should be, maybe it's undervalued a little bit, and it should be at $121, which it was not too long ago, last week or this week. And then you've got the best case, which is saying it should be at $232. So let's see if the technicals match up to that. If we have a quick look at the fundamentals still, you can see the revenue is increasing, the operating income is actually increasing as well. In the future, that's the projections. The cash flow is decreasing, the investing cash flow, so that's good. The assets is 65 billion, the liabilities is 21 billion, so that's obviously great to see the assets are more than the liabilities by a factor of sort of 3x, which is good. And most of it's long-term debt, 13 billion is long-term debt, so it's not going to be affected too much by the current interest rates at the moment. If we look at we go down, the profitability score is looking okay, not the best, but it's still looking good. And this company is not going anywhere. This is not going to zero. The solvency score is 71. It has nothing wrong with the solvency. So the fundamentals looking good. You can see the targets. The Wall Street targets. One is saying about 7% downside. The rest is much higher. We can see that the targets for the most part are to the upside. Let's now see how that compares to the technicals on the chart. This has it's already done its earnings report. The next one is in 66 days. The earnings, it beat earnings by quite a bit, but wow, by quite a large margin. That the estimate was negative 0.25, the actual was 0.42, so a surprise of 0.67, a surprise of 266%, which is very, very large. So it's had a good earnings. It does pay a dividend of 0.43%. And that the last ex-dividend date was March the 28th. So that's looking good. The year to date is up 78%. The last 3 months is up 24%. So you can see here this must have been caused by the earnings. If we go into the daily chart, you can see we did gap up, and now we're coming back down. So let's go back to weekly and analyze this from the time that this stock came out, and then we can go back into the shorter term. So if we turn this into every single candle represents 1 month, this company has been trading since 1984. You can see that the floor price, we're just going to put a few technical lines in place, a few horizontal lines. So let's make sure that was accurate. Let's zoom in to the base case over there. Yes, very much accurate. We'll put a few horizontal lines from the IPO days. So you can see just straight away how technical analysis works. You can see the high from the IPO correlated to the low of 2011, where it went on that massive bull run. So these technicals really do work. If you could have, just by looking all the way up, it's never come back down at $4 all the way to $106. So that's why I like to put those levels in. Another one of those levels would be the high of 1995. You can see it's a very significant high. And then you can put a high in at the highs. Is another very big blow off top in the .com bubble, and that was around $97. Those are main horizontal points. Let's see, there's a blow off top in 2018 as well. Not as extreme, but it's still fairly significant. And then of course we've got the high that we have just created this month at $130 at the all-time highs. And then we have, let's see if there's any trend lines that we can establish. Nothing too extreme, but you can just see that we can have it. We do have a very extreme, a very elevated trend line here to the upside. So we're going to take that into account. And then is there a channel occurring here? Not really. No, nothing like that. Okay, so now we can move on to the we've done the monthly. Let's go to the weekly chart. So yes, this has obviously done well at the earnings. It has gone up a lot, and now it's correcting back down to the downside. It's a very aggressive corrective candle. We are buy. This is the area I'll be buying at, $97, $95. This is going to be my first buy zone. So I'm going to create a trading position there where my stop loss would be just above these moving averages. These moving averages are starting to correlate with this trend line. So that's two reasons to be buying at this level. Again, I don't give financial advice, but when I see a trend line and moving averages coming together, that is an area where I would start being interesting to add to the position. If I'm not in yet and I see this kind of, there's a few different ways. One is I'm DCAing. I like the stock. I've seen it in the last 10 years. I like how it's operating, and I like to DCA, but I don't like to DCA randomly. I like to DCA at points. This would be an area I'll be DCAing. Another reason would be, let's say I've never seen the stock before. I've done a fundamental analysis for myself. I've seen the earnings, and now I'm very interested. The earnings were very good. It's caught my radar. Where do I buy it? Do I buy on the day of earnings? No. Let me be clear-minded. Why I'm going to buy it is an area where it starts to make sense. It's lower risk than buying it randomly, and that will be one area here because of the trend line and because of the moving averages. This is an area that you might want to start building a position for the stock, and that will be at $97. I've just seen a super chat from Vaz. Yeah, so $97 will be my first area. Of course, if things turn south, you don't want to be investing all your money at that area. The next area could be this area here. Oh, don't want to do this area here, which would be my next significant level to be investing at $64 to $60. Somewhere around there, you might want to hold some money back just in case we do have a much more significant correction, and that'll be the next real area to be buying. The reason of that is because there's two trend lines correlating. One would be that horizontal trend line that dates back to 2018 and 2021 and 2022 and 2023, and also the trend line to the upside, which dates back to 2016, 2020 and 2022.
Vaz donated £4.99 through a super chat. Do you want to tell us about the wedding? What's the plan? Where? Who with? What are you wearing? Etc. etc. Will it be on the extra channel live?
I'll answer that question shortly. This was made during a live stream. I do a live stream every Sunday, so please do come in and ask your questions. But yes, as I was explaining, this is the trend line, and it's correlating. Two trend lines are coming together, so that'll be my next big area to be buying. So I'll invest here, and I'll definitely leave some money on the side to be buying there. Now, what's my target for the stock? Of course, this stock was in price discovery last week, so we can't. We don't have any targets from before, so we can do a Fibonacci from the last high to the last low and start looking at the 1618, and look at that. This wasn't planned. I've taken the high to the low, and what was the target? The 1618, exactly where we topped out at 129, 130. So that the reason that the stock has come down is because people who are long-term investors who do like the stock have seen the Fibonacci price, and they can clearly see that that was the first area of taking profit. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do come back down even to 87 cents. So you could be looking at something like that. So that take profit has already been taken. So what's that area net after? Down the line, somewhere 5, 10 years, 3, 4 years, whatever your time horizon is, I think the next take profit on the stock you'll be looking at 3618, the 3618, I think, which would be at around $230. You might be holding for a while, but that's your next real take profit a level. So good luck to you all. Those would be my buy-in zones. My short-term target is down a little bit, coming back down to just under $100. My medium-term target is coming back to those levels of $129, and my long-term target is $230 for this stock. I'll pass it back to you, Martyn. Actually, one more thing I wanted to show you guys. Sorry, before I pass it back down to the owner of the channel, is the RSI is looking fine. It's in the bullish control zone. Yes, it's calling off, which will be good. It will allow it more levels to rise. And the other thing is the MACD is still green. It's not in the red, so it is still looking good. Even if it comes down a little bit, these indicators will still be looking good. They won't be ticking bearish, and it will allow you to get back to those $130 level relatively quickly, in my opinion, once you start bouncing at around $100. But yes, now I'll pass it back to you, Martyn. Thank you for the opportunity. 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 48. Okay, we've got one more we need to do. I need to answer Vaz's question. What was that again? Let's have a quick look. I am getting on to Steve Woolley's suggestion. I never thought it would be like this. Somehow my Sunday shows, I have to be answering the super chats. The super chats have to do straight away. I always thought I would be able to answer everyone's questions, but unfortunately there's just so many of you supporting me, which is very, very kind, that I only get time to answer the super chats. So if you do want your questions answered, it seems like the only way is through super chats. I will try and obviously read everyone's questions, but in terms of charts, it takes up too much time. Vaz says, do you want to tell us about the wedding? Where? What's the plan? Where? With? Who with? Who with? Just someone random, Vaz. That's who it's with. What are you wearing? etc, etc. Will it be on the Extra Channel Live? To be honest, don't really want to tell you too much about it. It won't be on the Extra Channel. The plan is to get married. Where? London. With who? Someone random. What are you wearing? I'll be wearing a suit. And will it be on the Extra Channel? No, it won't be. Yeah, unfortunately not. But thank you for asking, Vaz, and thank you for the £5. Sorry that I couldn't give you more details. Vaz, we need an Extra Channel for the special events. Standing by all ears on SPCE. Yes, Paris. I promise I will get onto that. I've just got one more super chat to get through, and then I'll do SPCE. Who here has YouTube Premium so they don't have to put up with adverts? I keep considering it. James, I've got YouTube Premium, and I just don't think I can do YouTube without YouTube Premium. There's ads everywhere, and I absolutely hate ads, but I understand why there has to be ads. Because creators won't be able to create if there wasn't ads. But YouTube Premium solves all those problems. You can replace your Spotify with YouTube Premium. You can download videos. You can do so much with YouTube Premium. I think it's really worth it. If you can find a way of trying to do it under student deal, that's how it's worth it. I seem to somehow keep renewing under student deal, and that makes it really worth it. But yes, I would recommend it, James. I would pay full price for. I think I ended up paying full price now, but there was a long while I was using under student, but I haven't looked back since I've got YouTube Premium. Vaz says we haven't set up the Monday evening Martyn Sensei video podcast extra premium Bud Light channel yet. Yes, we have to do that first, Vaz, and that's exactly what we're going to call the podcast channel. Marvin says, what do you think of S&P 500, buy or sell? I think that's replying to someone. I don't get many ads on Sensei's show. That's good, Vaz. Vaz, I would also like a Sensei and Martyn podcast once a week. It has my votes. It had everyone's vote. I think it was the highest voted poll ever, actually. Yeah, that'd be interesting, wouldn't it? But having said that, the last time we did it, we were just talking about some random things. I don't think it helped anyone, to be honest. Vaz, mainly on the afternoon show, less on the morning one. Interesting. Please, any info on buy on SPCE? What are the chances SPCE will go bankrupt? It's not looking good. Yes, we'll look at SPCE, but unfortunately, I don't have the chances of it going bankrupt. But I'll talk about SPCE, but just later on. I'm late. Did you look at Toncoin already? Stacey, why would I have looked at Toncoin already? Did you request it? Why? I haven't. So you haven't missed out on Toncoin, Stacey. I'm in London. Just saying, says Ifran Wolf. SND says, I will tell you on Discord, and I'm not a future teller. I depend on fresh economic announcements from my. Oh, he's talking to ramen. I love the sketches with you and Martyn. Rallo, it's very kind. All the words you said about that is very kind. I appreciate that you like our opinion. Let's get to the Steve Wally's. I'm so sorry, Steve Wally. I should have focused on your super chat before I read those comments, but there was too many comments coming through, and I just had to keep up to date. Okay, let's do this for you. Again, quite a big company, which I like. We can, just because I delayed it a little bit, let's have a look at alpha spread for you as well. PAAS. Let's do this for. Oh, you did request it, Stacey. Sorry, Stacey. Sometimes when the video, when the live stream starts, a few of the comments that were posted further back don't actually show up, so I never actually saw you post that. And unfortunately, we've got so many super chats that we had to focus on that. If I do have time, of course, I'd love to. Of course, I'd love to look at it. It's just I've got so many requests, and I have to focus on the super chatted ones first. And I also want to look at SPC before I do any other requests. So let's start with this next one. So it's PAAS. To be honest, I don't think this would draw too much. Yeah, I don't think we need to make this into a video. Yeah, I'll just focus on doing it for you. There's no point turning this into a video. So yeah, so if we just look at the alpha spread, we're looking at the worst case. Obviously, this is what we use. I'm sure you've seen it before, Steve. This is what we use for the fundamentals. I'll give you all the information now because, of course, you're super chatted, so I'd love to give you the best service. So the worst case is saying it's overvalued by 26%. It's saying it should be around $20. Base case is saying we're still overvalued and it should be at 23 not dollars, Canadian dollars. And then best case, it's undervalued by 10%. So it's not giving that much margin of upside based on the fundamentals. Everything is looking good, revenue looking great, operating income looking like it's really going to start going up in the years to come. And the quarters to come. Then we've got net income, operating cash flow has gone up, investing cash flow has gone positive for the first time ever, which is great to see. Assets 7.2 billion. And then we've got liabilities at 2.5 billion. So it's looking like a good ratio. Nothing bad about that. Are we in long-term debt mostly? No, we're not actually. Accounts payable, it is spread out, so nothing too terrible. A fair amount is in long-term debt, so that's not too bad. Let's see what Wall Street is saying. Wall Street is saying downside. Everyone is saying downside on this stock. Profitability is not too high, and even the solvency score is nearing 50. Of course, above 50 is still good, but once you start going below 50, It's not too great, in my opinion. They're both orange, nothing too bad. $6 billion company, sort of expected at that price level. It seems like most people are saying this is overvalued. Let's see what the stock, the technical analysis is saying. So we've got the first thing I'll put in is sort of a trend line, just showing that over time, since the beginning of this stock, there is higher lows. You haven't put in lower lows, which is good. People are still owning the stock. People that have been owning it since 2000 are still holding on to this stock. You then got your horizontal trend lines at the IPO price. That doesn't show too much. You can go to the levels. This one is based on 1997. You can see of the price opening, the IPO price opening, and also it correlates to the crash of 2016, the way you put in your bottom. And then you put a high over there in 1997, so that's correlating to the price we had literally 3 months ago. Oh, here we go.
Stacey Bailey donated $20 through a super chat.
Wow, thanks.
Okay, I'll super chat. Smiley face, happy cat face, after SPS of course. Sorry friends. Ton and Solana please.
Ton and Solana. Stacey, we'll do it before SPCE. You've done a super chat. We'll get straight to it. We'll do it right after we do this. Thank you so much for the super chat. It all goes towards the channel and keeping us running, keeping me and Martyn Studios going. So thank you for that. There's a lot of things that go into, but thank you so much, Stacey. We'll get right. I'll do that right before SPCE, because you super chatted. Yeah, it's just getting crazy. I can't even do. I haven't been able to do even one request that's not paid today. I would love to, but everyone's super chatting because they want me to do their suggestions. Anyway, let's get back to this super chat, which we put the horizontal line here, and hopefully over time you guys can get your own trading view accounts and you can learn what I'm showing you. You can do it by yourself. The point is that I hopefully teach you. So again, horizontal line there. You can see that it was a pivot point. These are all pivot points, and then you draw your horizontal line there. And then obviously you can go to your all-time high and then just draw a horizontal line. But there's no point really doing that. What's more important is this downwards trend line, which you can see here. And that's all the really important areas. You can then go down to the weekly and see if there's anything else that grabs your attention. For me, what it would be, another trend line would be this high of 2004. It correlates with these highs here, and at the price we're at now. Okay, now you can start looking at where we are now and where we think this stock can be going. This stock has big swings. You can see this stock goes down 70% in less than a year. Then it also then jumps up 344% in a couple years, few years. Then it drops back down 87% in over a good few years. That was in about 4 years. And then it pops back up, pops back down. So this isn't a stock to be holding for the long term. You can see this is more of a trading stock over a few years. Where are we now? We're below a trend line. We are definitely below a trend line, and we're flirting with this moving average. So what do I think? Because you're below the trend line, until you get back above $20, $19.68, there's no point holding on, because you can get a better entry point at $15. So that's my first entry point because of where the moving averages are at now. Let's put my first point there, something like that. I'd much rather buy the stock at $15 than where it is right now. Again, if it gets above $20, then it's a different story because you're above the resistance, and then you can start looking at and maybe going all the way back up to $38. But right now, where we are currently, where we closed the price last week, we haven't been able to get above the 1964. And last time we did this, we went up to $19. We dropped back down to $14. We then tried to break the point at 1969, and then we dropped back down. So you don't want to do the same thing again. You don't want to be holding this stock and going sideways for another 2 years. So I'd much rather buy it $1 higher, knowing that it's above support, than buying it right now. And what I mean by that is I'd rather not buy it today and buy it tomorrow when it's $1 higher, just because it's above the support. That would stop me from buying this below the resistance and then holding on to it for 2 years while it goes down and sideways. If it gets above $19, that means all those stop losses from all the people shorting it and taking profits is taken out of. You're above support, you're above the last resistance, and you can start looking at the next target. Right now, sorry, excuse me, you're still below the target. You're still below the target, so it's a waiting game. If you get back above it, then consider buying some. But right now, it's more likely that the stock is going to go to $15, and then if it doesn't stop there, then your next buyout is at $12. So for me, what I'd be doing with this stock, if I'm trying to get into it, if you've been holding it since $12, consider taking some profits, because you're at $19. You've made a good in a matter of 49 days. You've nearly doubled. You're up 60-70%, so that's good. If you've made that, you can take some profits. You're at resistance. If you're looking to buy in, I wouldn't be buying anything now. If you get back above $20, then yeah, put in 20-30% of the cash. The next buy-in zone for me would be at $15, and the one after would be at $12. And then what would be my targets after breaking $20? It's very, very clear for me. My first target would be $30, and my main target would be where this box is. Now, I'm going to draw for you now. And again, in time, we'll look back at these and see if I'm right or wrong. These charts don't change. There's many examples of all my other charts I've done, which have. But what I'm showing you is I'm going to put this box here, and this is where I expect it to go over time. Maybe it takes 5 years, 6 years, 10 years. But if we get back above $20, my target's going to be $37 for this. But again, remember, we can come down to $15 first, $11. And if recession, everything goes terrible, remember to leave some money on the side just in case we come down to $7 to $5. Very, very unlikely we do. But if we do, you want to be buying it at $5 to $7. And that's for PAAS. It looks like we're doing an extended show. We're already over an hour. Can we have polls on Sensei live streams if requested? Yeah, James. I mean, if Martyn's available, then I'm sure he will do it. I don't have access to do that, but you can try and ask and see if Martyn does it for you. It's not in my hands, but of course it's Monday. It's Martyn's Sunday night. I'm just going to quickly go to the toilet because it seems maybe 1 minute isn't enough. I'll give myself 3 minutes. Just because we're having an extended show. I don't know if we have any music for this. What music can we put on? Okay, I'll be back soon. And then we're talking SPCE, and we're also doing Stacey's super chat. Sorry for that. Okay, so what was the next? Yeah, Stacey's. Oh, am I back? Yeah, I'm back. It was Stacey's request. Let's have a look at the comments quickly. Oh, I could do SPCE first. You're interested in that too? Amazing, Stacey. If it doesn't make a difference to you, then let's do SPCE next. What do you think of super micro computers down 23%? We need Martyn Lucas Bitcoin t-shirts. Can we do a poll and says yes? Sounds. Have 5 minutes, Sensei. Don't rush. I'll make some refreshments. Thanks, James. Very kind. Fisker. Yes, that's much better music than on the extra channel, says Fast. Good music, I like it, says James. Bank Robbers Music. Thanks, Sensei. I'm in PAAS at $19 and 12 cents. Where are we now? Oh, okay, wow. So it's just on that line, isn't it? Where it's like, am I in? Am I out? Yeah. Let's see what. Oh, sorry, wait. I'm at PAAS 1912. I'm at PAAS 1912 at 12.90. Are you saying you own $19 worth of PAAS at $12? So I might sell some and keep some in case it breaks the 20 line. Just trying to understand your comment. Thanks, that's it. I'm in PAAS 1912. So do you own $19 of PAAS and you bought it at $12.90? Just confirm that for me, and then hopefully I can give some more insight. Let's have a look at. Just jumping in, did you discuss Fisker already? No, we have not, Subhe. We have not discussed Fisker yet. We're still going to do SPCE Fisker. 41 watching. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's see how many likes we have. That's not what we want to see. We want to see the likes. How do I see that? 36 likes, 44 watching. We have a motto on our channel, and that is on the Sensei Crypto Sunday stream, which is what you're watching now. We always have more likes than viewers. So smash that like button. Let's get above. Well, now it's 40 people watching, so let's get above 40 likes. Let's have more people liking than watching the show. That would be greatly appreciated. We've done it every single week. Let's not stop today. Oh, sorry. I'm in PAAS. Okay. Yes. I'd assume you'll be in today's price, Steve. That's what threw me off. You've given me today's price for um I'm in PAAS at 12.90. So myself. Okay, so you bought it at 12.90. So bought it at a very good price. I mean, there's two things you can do. Of course, you've had some good profit, so you're at resistance. Sell a little bit, as you said. Again, I'm not giving financial advice. I'm just giving some thoughts and opinions. You bought at 12.90. You're still quite. It's not like you've gone too much higher. The only other thing is the momentum's there, so you can suddenly break this $19.68. So you do want to still be invested. As you said, you might want to sell a little bit, and then that just means you have some more money on the side that you can afford to be buying in at the $15-16 range. You can, because you've sold it at $90, you can even be buying back a little bit earlier, just to make sure you can buy at $16 rather than waiting for $15, because you're taking your profit, so you can be affording to buy back in a little bit quicker at $16. So yeah, you can sell now. Try and put your limit order with the money you've sold. Put your limit orders in $16, and then let's say you break $20. That's great. Either you buy back a little bit more, or you just let the rest of it ride, and then you start looking at taking profits. Maybe let's see if there's just one more trend line for you. There's a downward trend line. It looks like you might be breaking it, which is good. So that's already been broken, which is good. So then your next level of resistance before you get to the ultimate take profit area at $40 is going to be about $30 for you. So you might want to be putting your limit orders at buying at $16 and putting your limit orders at selling at just below $30. So you're ahead of the crowd. Everyone's going to be selling at $30. You might want to be selling at $29. So buy at 16, sell at 29 is probably my next option for you. We haven't discussed FSR already. We're going to be moving on to SPCE and FSR next, and also Stacey's review. So let's go on to Stacey. Actually, you know what? If it doesn't make a difference to you, let's do your crypto tokens. Let's take a break from stocks and do your crypto first. Ton coin. It's just going up in a straight line, isn't it? Ton coin. What is ton? Oh, ton. You know what? Good suggestion. Ton coin is. I have actually looked at it last year. There was one of the things I posted on Discord. Very interesting. And now it's back in the media. Ton coin is great. Yes, it's elevated, but I mean, let's see if we can. You've given $20, so I'm going to try and do as much as I can. I never do fundamentals of crypto tokens because it's just not what I do. I just look at sentiment. But just because there's not too much data on this coin, let's see if we can find any articles or information on Toncoin. It's the Telegram token, which is very exciting. Let's look at the website for you. We might even turn this into a video. Maybe this has some hype behind it. Let's do it as a video. So you can have your own video, Stacey. So let's make it into a video. Oh, I never knew when I finished.
Raman Wasai donated €2 through a super chat. Super Micro Computer, SMCI, please.
Oh, wait. So thank you. Oh, I didn't even notice. Raman gave us another $2 super chat. Super. Thank you so much. We've got so many requests we need to get through. But I still appreciate the super chats. Don't do this video. Don't worry. Sorry, I'm just because I'm putting this out as a video. I need to take a note of the times. Ton crypto. $1.19. Okay, let's do it. And then we'll do ramen. Thank you, Martin. Yes, let's have a look at Toncoin, the Telegram token. Very interesting thing. Interesting coin. A lot of buzz around it at the moment. We're going to be looking at the fundamentals and the technicals for this. We did get requested by Stacey to do this, so we're making it into a video. If you do like this token, if you want more information about it, if you're holding it, if you have an opinion about this, put it in the comment section below. And if you haven't already, please do hit the like button so I can produce more content like this for you guys. Ton. So this token came onto the market in May of 2020. It was actually April of 2022. What it is, it's the open network for crypto mining for everyone. As you can see, this is what it's saying. It's a decentralized and open internet created by the community using a technology designed by Telegram. Telegram is an online, it's an app. Messaging app. It's supposed to be quite safe. It's you have Telegram communities. People have massive communities on it. It's a way of messaging, way of video calling, and now it's got its own native token. So getting started is easy. All you need is Telegram. Wallet gives you direct and easy access to TON from Telegram. Enjoy commission-free crypto transfers to any Telegram user. So great. You can just send money across the world just like that. And a lot of international people use Telegram. Retain full control of your TON coin and other digital assets with TON Space. So great, you've got your own wallet and everything like that. And seamlessly interact with Web3. Web3, when I look at crypto, I look at narratives and how this token can 10, 20x. And what's happening here is this is a great narrative Web3. Cryptocurrency is the heart of TON. TON coin is TON's native cryptocurrency. It is used for network operation, transactions, games, and collectible built on TON. So they're saying it's their native currency. They're using it for the games on it. You can probably start earning money from the games on it. You can all the transactions use TON. So they're making that there is a clear use case for TON. You can't use Telegram without TON, as in you can, but not for all the ways of transacting and earning money and NFTs and all that sort of stuff that come with it. Unlocking freedom with decentralized finance. Use Toncoin for contribution for network security. You can buy and trade. You can cross-chain transfer, meaning you can be on the Ethereum chain or XRPL chain. USDT on TON, so you can start sending USDT. Mint your own token. Create your own cryptocurrency in a few clicks. This is going to get Martyn excited. Let's click on that in a second. Accept payments effortlessly. You're able to accept Toncoin worldwide directly and at low fees. Wow, amazing. Let's click on this one. Let's learn a bit more about mint your own coin. So what this is your project your project unabbreviated name, currency symbol, decimal position of your coin. So how many decimal places your coin is going to have. 9 is TON default. Tokens to mint, description, connect wallet. Is that all you need? Is that how easy it is? And then you connect your wallet. Let's read this. This is an open source tool. Jeton is a fungible token standard for the TON blockchain. This is a free educational tool that allows you to deploy your own Jeton to a main net in one click. Let's listen in.
Rallo1 donated $2 through a super chat. Martyn Lucas crypto coin coming soon.
Might be coming sooner than expected. The free educational tool allows you to deploy your own Jeton to mainnet in one click. All you need is at least 0.25 TON for deployment fees. 0.25 TON is about a couple of dollars. For detailed instruction and in-depth explanation of all fields, please see the GitHub README. It includes several best practice recommendations, so please take a look. Never deploy code that's never seen before. This deploy is fully open. So it's obviously not a full your own token, but let's look at the GitHub. We're definitely going to have a quick look at this. Have to look at this later. There's a lot to take in here. Are you making money from the deployment? This community project that is 100% open source. Do you have access to my token? No, the deployer uses standard Jeton token published by the TON Foundation. The standard code has only one special admin address that can mint token. Okay, that's good. Okay, very, very interesting stuff. So it looks like you can mint your own token on the TON chain. Let's continue this. Explore apps and services. Mobile anonymous eSIM. Affordable, secure mobile internet provider for home and travel. Easy to remember address. Your wallet and website can be easily found on the TON network. Monetize your audience. Great. This is looking really good, Stacey. Thanks for this. Bringing this to our attention. Stacey is one of our members who has asked us to review TON. Buy Telegram Premium. You can use it using your TON tokens, cheaper using your TON. So they're really making TON useful. Unique digital art, as I said it before. NFTs. Unique collectibles, NFTs. Dive into the future of internet. TON sites, TON proxy, TON www. TON storage. Build your product for global audience. Build mini app. Your app can unlock access to millions of Telegram users with one-click app launch, direct advertising, along with viral and retention mechanics based in Messenger. Millions of users have been onboarded with Ton via @wallet. Build mini app. Let's click on this link. What's this now? Unlock access to 800 million Telegram audience. How many app works? Very, very interesting. I think me and Martyn are going to have a conversation about this after. Let's see if we can implement this. Because it's having the community there as well, having anyone on Telegram, it's just a little bit like Discord, but they seem to be moving in a better direction than Discord, and innovating and keeping up to date with what you can do with cryptocurrencies. How Telegram mini apps work. Your app can gain access to millions of Telegram users due to one-click app launch, direct advertising, viral and retention mechanics based on the message. This is what we've been looking for, is an app. We want the Martyn Lucas app to give you all the notifications, to give you all the access to the news firsthand, for me to be telling you about the crypto news when and where it comes, just because I've got one show a week. There's lots of things that happen throughout the week, which I want to have an app to do that. We also want a cryptocurrency. Putting them together, this might be the solution. So we're going to definitely have a look into this. Become visible for your audience with Telegram App Center. Get access to Telegram's user base. Easy user onboarding with Wallet. Monetize your app using Wallet Pay. Bypass the Apple taking 30% of your fees. All this great stuff. Create your app. Accelerate your business. Great. Let's go back to the main website. I think we got to the end of it. Become part of the Ton movement. Amazing. So that's the fundamentals. It all looks brilliant to me. It's all looking really, really good. So that all looks great. There's much more on the website they can look into, but just have a quick look at the white paper. It's going to be a lot of information on it, but let's see if we can see their roadmap. Do we have a roadmap here? Lots of information. Wow. This white paper is more complicated than the Bitcoin white paper. But yes, let's now go on to the fundamentals. Sorry, we've done the fundamentals. Let's look at the technicals. There's not too much to report back. Accumulation for quite a long period of time. IPO'd at around $1.93, shot up to $3. That's the high we had. Then in the next few days, we hit the all-time low of 74 cents. Accumulated sort of in this passage, in this parallel channel. Finally broke out at $6.12. I love the look of this coin. I'm ready to just jump right in at $6. So I'm happy buying some, let's say at $5, $6 doesn't really make a difference. Buying some just to make sure I'm in this token. I have seen this token last year, and I've just forgotten about it. I was always a fan of Telegram, and now in the last couple of months, they've really been coming out with all these solutions. So this is why over the last few weeks this token has 3x. It's gone from $2 to $7. So I'll be buying some now. I would then be looking to buy some around just below $4. That'll be my next buy-in zone. And then, I mean, it probably won't go much lower than that, to be honest. And if it does, you want to be looking at maybe $2 buying your next amount. But I'll be buying some now, buying some at $4, buying some at $3. And then where would be my target for Toncoin? You have to start looking at market cap at that point. Let's go on. It's got 21 billion market cap. So it's already become the number 9 cryptocurrency. Wow. It's just below Dogecoin. It's been a silent warrior, and no wonder it's in the top 10 cryptocurrencies, above Cardano. Wow. This has caught me off guard. Toncoin is in the top 10 cryptocurrencies. $21 million market cap, $1 billion market cap. Where can this go? Well, an XRP's got a market cap of 29 billion, so it's tricky because it's going to have the momentum behind it. There's going to be a lot of people that are very excited by it, just like I was when I first saw it now. But then you also have to put it into perspective of the greater cryptocurrency market. So there's a few things when it comes to crypto. One is going to be that sentiment, and sentiment's going to drive it. It's going to drive it past what its real value is. So the sentiment can drive this maybe another 2x. Maybe you can get it to $12. But I think where this is really going to shine is when Bitcoin goes to 100,000. When at that point it's going to go into the altcoin season where the money from Bitcoin is going to start flowing out, and when every other altcoin like Solana, XRP, Dogecoin starts, ADA starts going up 10x, this can go up along with it. It's not. I don't think maybe it doesn't have a 2x. Maybe it goes to $12. I think that's the max it can go to in the next couple of months. But in the next 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 months, when everything else goes explosive, Toncoin can go explosive with them. And now it's one of those blue chip altcoins. And now it's another one to be adding to those portfolios. It's a new coin. This can outperform Dogecoin. It can outperform ADA. It can outperform some of these older coins. It can outperform Solana. It can definitely outperform BNB. So it's one to be adding to those blue chip altcoins. It is now turned into a blue chip altcoin in my opinion, and I'd love to be buying it for $4, and expecting it to probably not do much for a few months. Maybe it'll pop up to $12, but then it won't go much higher because it can't start going past USDC XRP for too long. It might jump up above them for a little while, but realistically, Toncoin will really start performing in about 5-6 months. So whenever you see crypto drop, when Bitcoin drops 20% randomly and the altcoins drop 30%, this is another one of these coins to have on your watch list, to have limit orders on, and it's one of those blue chip altcoins to be buying when that happens. As you can see, it's number 9. This can be a $210 billion market cap in the height of the altcoin season. So you can see this coin at $100 in 2025. So whenever you see it drop a little bit, don't be afraid to buy a TON token. Thank you, Stacey, again for the review, and I'll be passing it back to you, Martyn. Thank you. 132.30. 132.30. 132.30. So that's the time I'm sending to Martyn for the video. But yeah, wow, very, very interesting. Thanks, Stacey. Let's have a quick look at Solana. It's not going to be as interesting, so we all know what Solana is. We don't need to look at the website. Solana, what do I think? It's been bouncing off this a moving average at 124. If you have just tuned in, please do hit the like button. We are definitely going to still look at SPCE and FSR, and even gold. So we're having a very extended show. It's probably going to be about 2 hours. So please do hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And we do also have another super chat that we need to address as well before. But let's finish with Stacey's very kind $20 super chat, and her next request was Solana. So Solana, it's been bouncing off the moving averages. As you can see, these moving averages aren't just here for fun. They actually do mean something, and what's been happening is they've been bouncing off them at 125. So that's the buy zone, the first buy zone. The next main buy zone is $80. Above $80 in a bull market, below $80 you're not. So if you want to be buying the stock, then I'll be waiting for $123, and then I'll be waiting for maybe $86. Because everyone's already bought $80, the buy price is going to be a little bit higher. So it'll be around $86. So you'll be 2 buy prices, very, very simple with this one, 125 and $80. You're probably not going to go too much below it. You probably missed out on most of the gains for Solana. Best case, you might get $500 Solana, best case, but I wouldn't be too bothered with Solana unless it hits $80 and then you buy a few. But at the price right now, I would not be too bothered with buying Solana. You're not going to get massive gains out of Solana anymore. You would have if you listened to us and you were buying it at about $10. But right now, it's already done a 15x. Missed the boat. If you really like it, obviously it's a great token, great system. You might want to see if you can buy it for $180. And then if you really like it, trying to buy it for $124, you'll probably get no problem. Not too much more to say about that. My target might be $500. absolute top target is probably $1,000, which is less than a 10x. So might be worth looking at other tokens. Sorry, Stacey, we have to move on, but there wasn't too much to say about Solana. The next super chat was SMCI. So let's have a quick look at that from Raman, and then gone through all the super chats. Oh, great! Wow, look at this. Right into the moving average. So this week it is actually down 20%. Wow. Wow, this token has just gone. This stock has just gone crazy in the last year, hasn't it? Earnings in 9 days, so everyone's getting ready for a volatile week ahead. Wow, this it's absolutely crazy looking at this stock. It's $41 billion market cap, but in the last 2 years, it's up 33,600%. That's absolutely wild. Let's have a look at alpha spread and let's see if we can bring some see what's going on with the stock. SMCI. Sorry, excuse me. Intrinsic value, it says base case is overvalued by 33%, best case it's overvalued by 5%, and worst case is overvalued by 69%. So they're saying it should be around 221 or 274, and best case it should be at 674. We're currently above $700, so alpha spread is saying it's overvalued. Of course, we've got some big growth coming up for the stock. Otherwise, it wouldn't be going up so much. Wall Street target is, wow, we've got someone saying this is $1,000 stock, and someone else saying it's a $1,500 stock, and then we've got another Wall Street target saying it's $252 stock. So a massive range here. So of course, this stock is just causing a lot of volatility and a lot of people confusion. Got insiders selling millions of shares, because why wouldn't you? Just made millions of pounds. You'd be selling if you're an insider. Okay, let's go to the chart. With a chart like this, I can't give you too much information. The first thing I can tell you is you're coming into the moving average, the bull market support band. First area to buy. All this time when it went up, your buy should have already been taking place at around 278. So you wouldn't be buying all the way up until 1,000, 1,200. You wouldn't be buying. It was too high risk. Now is the first opportunity that you can have your first buy. $685 where you are right now, $700 first buy zone. So there you go. You're in your first buy zone, your first support. What happens if you break this area? Then if you break this area, then realistically you're coming back down to 360. So yeah, if you break $710, your next level is $350. Very, very simple with this stock. Two buy levels. One where we are right now, and one at $350. Split up your buy. However much you want to invest in this company, buy here. If we drop below 650 and you're holding the stock, you might want to sell because you'll most likely have lost all support and you're going to drop below $500. If you've bought earlier on, then you don't really mind. You can buy some more here, and then what you're looking for is to get back to those all-time highs at 1,200, doubling your money again. So not too much to say. You're coming back to a buy zone. That's your next buy zone. If you drop below it, then if you drop below 640, then get ready. You might be heading further down. But we have to move on to the next. If you have any specific questions, please let me know and I'll get back to it. But we have to move on. Tom Collins sound exciting. Thank you for bringing it to our attention. Well, thank you, Stacey, for bringing it to our attention again. lots of cannabis news yesterday. Will you go over it if I post it? If you give a super chat, I'll have to go over it because I have to answer all the super chats. But unfortunately, without a super chat, I won't be able to go over it. I might get some Toncoin. Never heard of it until today. Good luck, James. Or it might be one of those tokens that, there's always going to be red crypto days. There's always going to be some random news that comes out that's going to drop Bitcoin 10, 20%, or over leveraging and Bitcoin drops. It might be one of those one of those tokens that you just have on your watch list that you either have a limit order on, or if you see that it's a red crypto. That if it's a red crypto day, that is one of those tokens you might want to buy. Sensei Nasdaq opens at 11 p.m. If you're live, we can still watch the opening bell. Yes, I assume I will be live, so we'll watch that. Do remind me in 20 minutes. We'll be interested to see how it opens and also trades this week. Yes, SMCI went crazy last few months. Sensei, do you ever use log scaling? Yeah, I do, but most of the time I just don't bother, to be honest. It doesn't really affect things too much unless I'm looking at something like SMCI. But for the most part, I'd rather not. It sort of affects my trend lines. Thanks for the question, JJ. Let's finally go over to FSR just quickly because I want to have a quick look at what the price is, and then SPCE. I don't have any news on FSR. It was just a waiting game until it got bankrupt, really, which obviously it still hasn't, but very, very likely. I mean, from the point where this stock was under a dollar, we've been saying it's more likely than not it's going bankrupt. A lot of people didn't like to hear that, and now look at us, we're under 10 cents. We're actually at 5 cents right now. We're actually under 5 cents. There's really not too much to say. Let's see if there's any news. Do bad reviews kill companies? This is what we were talking about. MKHB reacts to AI pin video, sparks concern on social media. Marcus Burnley giving it wasn't. We didn't like his review. His review wasn't fair. The car is great, and I don't think anyone can argue that. The financials weren't great, but that's separate. He was reviewing the car and he didn't give it a good chance. That could have definitely been a factor, but of course the company wasn't doing well before. But now he's done another review on another company and saying it's the worst product ever. Let's see what this article's saying. Some people are saying he bankrupted a company in 41 seconds. So yeah, he's doing it again. I'm not going to be too bothered about seeing what he's doing. Fiscal withdrawals 2024 guidance amid evaluation of strategic alternatives announced directed change. So it's not looking good for Fisca. What can we expect? Best case, we might be able to get back up to 12 cents, fill in the gap. That might happen on a pop of good news. So if you're still in the stock, maybe put a limit order to get out at 12 cents. But be prepared. The stock is probably just going to go down and down and down. We nearly closed this gap, but 12 cents would be where I'd imagine FSR, if good news comes out, is heading. I just don't see the stock getting above $1 ever again, in my opinion. And I can be wrong, but I just don't see that happening at all. Let's go on to SPCE and make a video for it. Let's see how many likes we have. 41 likes. 39 watching. We did it. Please do please do hit the like button if you haven't already. We're just trying to keep the amount of people watching less than the amount of people that have liked. So we've got 41 likes, 40 people watching. If a few people do hit the like button, then we can make sure we have more likes than people watching. Okay, let's do SPCE and discuss SPCE. So let's take a note of the time. 1:45. Thank you, Martin. Yes, let's have a look at SPCE. Unfortunately, it's been a very sad week for SPCE. We have said it for a while that SPCE can go under $1. A lot of people denied it. We've been saying it since $4.11, since we broke $4.11. We've been saying it. Not that I wanted it to happen, but it was always quite likely it was going to happen just with the trend that SPCE was on. But now we're going to look at what I think where the stock is going, my long-term, short-term, and medium-term targets for SPCE. It's going to be a fairly short video, so if you can stick with me to the end, that would be very appreciated. And please do hit the like button if you do want to be updated on the technicals. And if you do enjoy the warnings I gave you for I hope I saved a few people losing money. Again, I don't give financial advice, but when the charts were breaking 411 and I said it's just get out the stock, and when we hit $1.50 and I said not a terrible time to buy, but then when we hit 246 and I said it's looking bad again, or we're breaking trend, it's just giving you that information for you to decide what you want to do. So if you do enjoy the information I give, if it does help you, please do hit the like button. And even if it doesn't, you might just want the SBC content just to give you some hope or whatever it is. Please do hit the like button and leave your comments down below, and I'll see if I can help or answer your questions. But yes, right now SPCE is looking. What we've always been worried about is the trend. The trend is your friend. The trend is your friend until it ends. The trend is your friend until it ends. And what's the trend been? Been for the last since 2021? Down. There is no reason for us to think it was going to change. It's been down. It has a few pops up, and that's where we're trying to make our money. Down, down, down. You can just literally see it's just been heading down. And then we had an opportunity at 150. The trend changed in the short term to the upside, but when the trend was changing again back to the downside, if you go into the daily candles, what I was warning you about, if you go in the WID videos before, look at this purple line. The trend was to the upside, and then the trend is your friend, and the trend changed. The trend was no longer to the upside; it was to the downside, and that your final warning to get out was at 235. And the issue is some people don't mind. They say, "Oh, the trend is changing, but I don't mind holding on." 235. Now, the issue with you don't mind holding on, you think you're doing a good thing because you want to carry on holding your shares and your stock, and you believe in the company, which we all do. We believe in the company, but instead of you're doing yourself a disservice, because with that 235 share, you can now buy practically 3 shares for the price of you selling one there. So if you really love the company, why not try and own more of the company and sell out to be buying at levels which are better? But anyway, that's in the past. You learn from your mistakes. You don't go down with a sinking ship. You try and accumulate as many shares as that is. You can still love the stock and not be in it. You don't have to be emotionally attached. But that's a lesson for the future. Where we are right now, I wouldn't suggest selling now. We're at 85 cents. Realistically, if this goes below 50, 40 cents, the company's finished, in my opinion, which is not good news. So we must be, if this company is going to survive, this is a buying opportunity. I do not have any levels in mind. My final levels were $1, $1.10. That's what I've been calling for. That's now happened, and of course we're a fair amount under that. What do I think of SBC right now? I think it's a buy. Again, obviously they've got the Boeing issues. Is it going bankrupt tomorrow? No, it's not. They've got enough cash until 2020, end of 2025, in my opinion, beginning of 2026. Even if they lose the Boeing lawsuit, I think they can continue for another year. If things start looking bad, that will start. You would start seeing the stock price start going down in 2025, 2020, middle of 2025, when people start thinking of bankruptcy scares. If people start thinking they're going to run out of money, but right now it's nothing to be worried about. In my opinion, their market cap's 352 million. They've got more cash than that. Right now, SBC is one of those stocks on the stock market right now, which at these levels now, I would not be afraid to be buying. And that's why on my chart right now, I'm going to do something just so everyone knows at these levels. Where are we right now? I mean, I would have said it below, but let's just say exactly the price we are right now. I'm going to write a note to say buy now. for those people that love the company, why wouldn't you be buying it right now? It's my first time I've said buy it. The last time I said buy was at 150 and we sold at 244. I'm saying it again. In my opinion, not financial advice, buying at these levels makes sense. What's the worst case now? I've always said if the worst case is it drops 50%, that's something I don't mind buying. If the worst case is I lose half my money, of course it can go to zero. But if my opinion is the worst case for this company to be surviving is about 50-40 cents. If it goes to 50-40 cents, it can still survive and go up to $2, $4, $5, $10. If that's the worst case is I miss out on a 50 cents SPCE, I'm happy to be buying now because when it drops 50% again, I'll be buying then. Of course, it can go all the way down to zero, but what I'm trying to say is the areas where I would want to buy. I wouldn't want to buy the stock anywhere below 50 cents because more like at that point, it's looking like the market has priced in a bankruptcy. But if it goes to 50 cents, 52 cents, it still can survive. So for me, if the stock can drop 50%, I'm happy to be buying it now and when it drops 50% because this company can still survive at around 45, 50 cents. So for me, I'm happy to be buying it now and happy to be buying it at 75 cents, 65 cents, 50 cents. I'd much rather be buying in now and not missing out on SPCE when it hits $2, $3 because I don't want to be buying it anything above $1 when I've had the opportunity to buy it under $1. So for me, SPCE is a buy right now. It might pop up to $1. Well, I actually expect it to pop up to $1 this week. I expect the price to go up this week. You can try and start day trading this if you want to, but if you want to just be holding long term, then do whatever you feel comfortable with. If you haven't day traded before, I wouldn't recommend you start day trading now. But I do reckon this can go up to $1 this week and then maybe sell off again. So don't be surprised if you see the stock go up to $1 this week and then start coming back down to the levels we are at again. So there might be an opportunity to buy now and sell at $1. There might be an opportunity to buy now and sell at $1.10, and then it might drop back down, and then it might continue back up to around 140. So something like that can play out, and I'll leave that on the chart. It is going to be volatile. It is not going to be going above $3 in the next couple of years, in my opinion. It's going to be very small jumping around. I think it will start leveling out around 150. I think that 150 level is going to be key. I think we're going to go to 150 and stay around that level for a year or two. Again, there is the reverse stock split, which obviously will mess up our charts and the exact levels, but the percentages will stay the same. And that's my thoughts on SPC. For me, it's a buy. It is oversold. The RSI is approaching the most oversold it's ever been. The MACD is actually in the red zone, but that can start moving up to the green. But the RSI is what's important right now, and that's very, very oversold. SPC is a buy from me. Let me know what you're doing in the comments below. Thank you, Martyn. How much lower can it go? Who knows? SPC, I think it's a risk reward looking good. Would it not make more sense to wait after? Does it really matter at this point, Craig? Does it really matter at this point? Would it make more sense to wait after the reverse split? Maybe, but how much does it really matter? It's very, very undervalued right now. SPC 85 cents. At this point, you've been buying it at $2, $3, $4, $5, $10, $20. It's at 83 cents. Does it really matter if you buy it now or after the news? I don't. In my opinion, I don't think so. Roman says SPC a buy. Essentially, I mean, if you if you believe in the company, if you were here at $4, $3, what's the difference now between then? A Boeing lawsuit? If you believed in it at $10, $20, what's the difference now? this is what I don't understand. Everyone was so bullish at $4.11, $5 when I was saying sell, 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 but now all of a sudden everyone hates it. This is the best risk to reward you've seen since the beginning of SPCE. It's at 85 cents, and now everyone hates it. Of course, the likelihood of going bankrupt is slightly bit more than it was at 4.11, but not too much more has changed. There's just been a Boeing lawsuit. Too much, not and interest rates have gone up and stayed higher. But does that mean the stock should be valued 75-80% less? I don't think so. So if you loved it at 4.11, if you loved it at $20-$30, if you don't love it now, I don't understand, to be honest. Let's read the rest of the comments. Thank you so much for doing the review on the Tong coin. I'm pretty excited about it. I bought into it, and I will buy a larger chunk at $4. Congratulations, Stacey. It's going to be one of those coins that you just want to add on to. It's very interesting. Thanks for bringing it to our attention, and thanks for the super chat. James 007, the Lucas age should have a fundraiser so we can get Sensei a wedding present for his wedding day. Let's get me a mug. I want a mug. James, I want a mug for my wedding present. Martyn, can you arrange that, please? I want a mug. We'll be interested to see how it opens and trades. Oh, yes, 4 minutes, and we'll watch the NASDAQ open, and then we'll finish up the show. As a bottom, yeah, SPC, who knows where it's going to bottom, but it doesn't bottom around here, then when is it going to bottom? Is a reverse split coming? It appears that way, yes. Is anybody shorting SPC? We've had the short setups, but I don't know if anyone was. I own at 7. Should I have? Oh, sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but it's crazy, isn't it? The stock was at $7 not too long ago. It was at 4.11 not too long ago. I don't know. Do what you want. I mean, don't put in more than you can afford to lose. It's obviously a very, very risky stock. It has been a risky stock ever since. I mean, it's always been a risky stock, to be honest. But for the last couple of year, it's been a very risky stock, and now it's even more risky. So don't put in more than you can afford to lose. But if you believed in it then, it's only got a little bit more risky. So you might want to buy some more. But again, I don't give financial advice. SPC will only be delisted only in the case of bankruptcy or crash, which will lead to the close of the company. Yes, thank you, exact date. I just wish SPC would do more flights, at least one flight every 2 weeks whilst making Delta. Yeah, but as I mean, we heard what Andy Shovel had to say. He has a really, really big company. He knows how these things work. He's got better insight than us random retail investors. And what Virgin Galactic have been saying, and what they've been trying to do is they want Delta. That's what they want next. They want Delta. That's what's going to actually start making them a lot of money. And for them to have enough money to do Delta, they had to cut down on their employees, which they've already done. So it's harder to do flights all the time. The other thing is they need to stop operations so they can focus on the Delta. Right now, starting up operations again is going to cost them more money. They might start actually losing money by doing the flights. So right now, they've got laser eyes on the Delta, and of course, we would all love to see some flights, and they might be better for the stock price. But for keeping this company alive, afloat, they need to go dormant for a while, and that's what it seems like they're doing. Greg says bad management. Who knows? Obviously, something's going wrong, but they're trying to. Of course, they're going to want to try and keep the company going. Anything under $1 can be delisted. That's why they're not just automatically. It has to go through a certain amount of days. It has to go through the SEC filings, and that's why they're doing a reverse split. Hey, all, hope you're doing great. Thanks. Sundays are better. We're going to be ringing the bell in about 1 minute. About 15 seconds for a look at the S&P 500. This is the bell of the after hours trading. Or so I thought. Let's have a look. Where are we right now? Where are we? Do we have after hours trading? What's going on? James, you haven't given me wrong information, have you? I trust you. Let's see. Why is our last thing on Friday? Yeah, we should have a candle now. Oh, there we are. No, you're right. Are these our candles now? We've popped up, it seems. Let's go back on the US 500. Maybe I was too zoomed in. Yeah, here we go. We are up 0.25%. I trusted you, James. Don't worry. You're all right. Here we go. We are actually up 0.25%. The bell has gone, and we are currently trading up 0.25%. The S&P 500 is heading for the worst month since 2022 as bond yields jump up on inflation fears. So that's the news headline right now. And the S&P 500 is giving back its gains. It's coming back down again, which is not good. Market in 2 hours. I think that's when you guys can start trading in Robinhood. We've got the official trading happening right now. It is up 0.2% on the US 500. Now let's go on the Nasdaq and see how that's doing. Thank you, Martyn, for that information. The Nasdaq. I wonder what the Nasdaq is. The Nasdaq futures is what we want. I have the Nasdaq here, but why is that not showing up? Okay, it doesn't matter. It's probably following the S&P 500. Here we go. The S&P 500 moving up 0.28% now. So it's looking good on the S&P 500. We're moving up. Let's finish up with the comments. Empty warehouses and Imagery Delta ship what for? It's not looking. I mean, it's very annoying, isn't it? But I wouldn't go that far. SPCE has to be one of the mostly highly controlled stocks out there. If you invest, you are the mercy of the play callers. What and Sundays are better. What an obvious name for this channel. They are constantly giving out free shares in the masses to insiders. Was another load given out on Friday to a few of these SEC filings over the last week. That's good. It means, well, it's not good, but there's a caveat to it, which means they'd want to see the stock price go up. So because I don't think they can sell straight away. I think they have to hold on for a while. So if they want to see their free shares actually go up in value, they need to keep this company afloat. I don't see anything major happening with SPCE for at least a few months. Yeah, I agree. I bought at 140, sold my position at 130 when it started crapping out. Good luck to you. I think this flight they'll have a celeb. They need a news catalyst to lift the price for dilution. They'll do this after reverse split. Yeah, they might do that. Yes, they might do that. Market in 2 hours. SPC will get down to 0.55ish is my best guesstimate. Yeah, it can go down as low as 50 cents, but I think that'll be the bottom for me. If this company's going to survive, it will bottom out at 50 cents. It's the absolute bottom, I think. One carry ship for as many as 5 spaceships sounds like high risk. VMS Eve will have to work flawlessly for the foreseeable future with no concrete plans in effect to grow the mothership line. Thank you, Dennis, for that. James says, thank you, no worries. My prediction is space to 50 cents, a 1 to 10 reverse split to $5, from $5 to $100, which is like $10 today. $5 to $100. 5 says that's 10x. Something like that. Yeah, that's it. We might finally see $100 SPCE. Might finally see it, right, Zach? Vaz says they plan to have 2 motherships when the Delta is up and running. Thank you, thank you, Sensei. Says Zach, tell us more about Fisker, please. Mirko, I don't, unfortunately. Once Fisker's below 10 cents, I don't like to trade it, so I don't have too much information on it. Maybe Martyn will have some more for you tomorrow, so please do tune in live. Nasdaq 100 up a tiny bit, only up by 40. We need mugs with SPC to 50 cents as Robin. Oil down very slightly. Thank you for that. The S&P 500 is up 0.2%. Let's see if we can have any other more futures. We've got oil down slightly at $81 a barrel. We've got natural gas down slightly. I assume you've stopped trading natural gas, James. You haven't said anything about that for a while. Let's get back to this chart. What else do we have? Okay, don't worry, my charts have stopped working. I think we've been going for more than 2 hours, so yeah, very, very slightly down natural gas, isn't it? Let's have a look at the amount of likes we finished on. 43 likes, 28 watching, always more likes than viewers. I love it. Getting very tired now. Let's put on the finishing music. Should we finish with some energy?
The year is 1991. Birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect harmony. Until one day, a young man...
Time to finish the show. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for the super chats. Always great to be back for the Sunday show. I'll be here next week. Won't be here the week after because it'll be my wedding. But thank you all for tuning in. Been a very excessive show. Very glad I'm back. One thing we did miss is gold. We'll talk about that later. All-time highs. What we've been predicting. Gold keeps going up higher and higher. I will be covering some earnings on Tuesday. Join me for Tesla. I will be doing some earnings on Thursday. Join me for Amazon. We'll be doing 2 at the same time, so that'll be exciting. We can look at some crypto in the meantime while we wait for them to start, all that sort of stuff. So please do join in on Tuesday and Thursday after hours. Exactly right, James. If something doesn't work, try something else. Find something that works for you. And never chase. Chasing is the worst thing you can do. Thank you for the live show, Sensei. It's much appreciated. Enjoyed it. Thank you for your efforts. Thank you, James, for tuning in. Baz, thanks, Sensei. Nice to see you back again for once. I literally have only missed like 2 or 3 shows since I've started this, like 6 months ago. So. But thank you, Baz. It's always great to see you. This is the gold chart, looking great. Very happy with it. Cup and handle, hitting our target. Great to see gold go up. Bitcoin halving has happened. It's very exciting. FSR are up 2%. FSR has actually entered a position here. Looking good. Going back, I mean, we have come lower than expected, but it is at this trend line. It is trying to get back above 2650. S&P 500. Remember last week or 2 weeks ago? What did I say? We are back above. We're above the parallel channel, overbought. Now we're looking to see maybe 4,800. Martyn is in the chat. Cash in the attic. Thank you, Martyn. Always love doing cash in the attic on Sundays. Thank you all for tuning in. spam cash in the attic. I don't even care at this point. When do you have another holiday plan, Sensei? I'm going away in July. No, June. May. June. Something like that. 2 weeks, I think. Cash in the attic. Thank you, Martyn. Thank you all. I look forward to seeing you all on the earnings on Tuesday evening. Been a great show. Thank you all for the super chat. Thank you all for the support. Getting bigger and bigger every week. Until next time, take care of your money, your crypto, yourselves, and each other. Bye bye.